Is that better? Hello? Can you hear me? Anybody? Somebody? Nobody? Yes, okay. I don't know. I just tried to do one and they were like, we can't hear you. So, yes. Here we are. Hang on a sec. I'm back. Sorry. Anyways, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. What's everybody doing today? It's a little chilly here in Arkansas. Happy New Year. Yes. How was the trip to Memphis? Well, it was fucking Memphis. I posted a couple of videos about the bullshit. We'll get into that in a minute. To prevent excessively repeating myself of the same stuff. I'm just like, I don't know, 50 miles north of Memphis in Arkansas. You're here? Can you hear me now? Is that better? Is that Mo Besta? Okay. So, hello. It's Mo Besta. Yes, so I was just on the phone with the new place. You're in Smyrna, Tennessee. Start your new job Monday. Nice. I was just talking to them. I will be at their location on Tuesday. So, big changes. Big changes. Big changes. As everybody knows, the company that I'm leased to, it's been a fucktastic fuck show of shit with them. As far as like, delays and wait time and paperwork and the work doesn't fucking pay, etc. Like, it's just been a menagerie. And this has been going on since June. Right? June of 2025. It is now January of 2026. And I'm still dealing with bullshit with them. So there are big changes coming. They lied to me from the start. Right. I agree. I think they did too, but I don't think they intentionally lied. I think they are just uneducated in the situation. So therefore that is what the problem is. That's what I think. So I have officially sent a resignation letter to them. An indisputable resignation letter to them. A dissertation of a resignation to them. No, I have not heard a fucking word. Kitty, is your toenail caught? There you go. I will read it, but I don't want to read it more than once. So, as everybody knows, I came out here to Arkansas to haul coils. If you've seen my videos, you know that they were supposed to order me equipment. They were supposed to order it Monday so that it would be here Wednesday when I got here. And they did not order it Monday. They ordered it Tuesday. So then it wasn't going to arrive until Thursday. And when they ordered it, they did not order everything I put on the list. They ordered chains, but they did not order binders. You cannot haul coils without chains and binders. So then So then on Thursday, they had to order binders, which were not arriving until today, Saturday. Which means I left my house Monday, and I have been not working since Monday. So I got here Wednesday. We're now on day 3 that I have been here and not working. This is not the first time that they have not done what they said that they were going to do. This is not the first time that they have done this type of shit to me. And I am done dealing with it. I am done tolerating it. And I sent them a resignation letter today. Because being with them for 6 months and not seeing $1 is fucking ridiculous. I have hauled 2 loads for a total of $500 with a $300 layover. So, while I am a patient and tolerant and understanding and loyal to a fault, there is only so much shit that one person can deal with. Yes, you are right. It sucks. It sucks, Van. Van's in the house from Bullsnot. I can go ahead and, I mean, if you want, I can read this dissertation of a resignation. The way that I wrote it is I broke it down and I highlighted all of the trials and tribulations that we have encountered along this way, what they have not done, and what I was able to do in the 5 months that they were getting the authority together. What they were not able to accomplish, I was able to accomplish in less than 2 weeks. It highlights my level of dedication, all of the times that I have shown up when I said I would show up, and it highlights their lack of commitment, follow through, and professionalism. I'm in Arkansas. Hello, hello, hello. We got Van from Bullsnot in the house this afternoon. Speaking of Bullsnot, I got the engine degreaser in my truck. I know Bullsnot always has my back. But we have big changes coming. We are on to bigger and better things. We're not going to talk too much about what's going to happen until it happens. But there is something going on. There are some things in the works. So, yes. I mean, if you guys want, I can read this resignation letter. It is very blunt. It is very factual. And there is no way that you can dispute the facts that I have listed. You want me to? Shall I read it? Shall we read the resignation letter of the factual, lengthy, detailed resignation letter of a truck driver, of an owner-operator truck driver? Hello, Texas truck drivers. We in the house. I'm in Arkansas at the moment, but yeah. You want me to read it? All right, Van. I'm reading it for you, Van. Okay. It says, this letter serves as my formal and final resignation from driving for your company. I'm not going to say what company it is. Although they don't have any drivers but me, I'm still not going to say it. Effective immediately. I will be returning and dropping the trailer on Monday, January 12th, 2026. In June 2025, you approached me about driving for you. I agreed and knowingly waited while you worked to establish the necessary authority. Understanding that paperwork takes time, I remained patient for months. However, by November 2025, despite my cooperation and continued availability, you were still unable to secure a plate for the truck. I personally traveled to Colorado for a VIN inspection in an effort to help move the process forward, yet the issue remained unresolved. When I returned to Texas, I independently completed in under 2 weeks what had not been accomplished previously. I transferred the title of my truck, updated my driver's license, established an apportioned account, and got a plate, and submitted for an IFTA account. These results clearly demonstrate both capability and initiative on my part. Following your recommendation, I went to Dallas the week after Thanksgiving 2025 for rebar. I sat there for 5 days and hauled only 2 loads totaling $500 with an additional $300 in layover pay. I was then pressured to haul cement for $1,000 over approximately 700 miles. I repeatedly explained the projected profit of roughly $350 per load is not financially viable, as those funds are immensely consumed by truck and business expenses, leaving nothing to pay myself. Operating at that margin is not sustainable, and any business that prioritizes paying the owner before maintaining profitability is destined to fail. Although I ultimately agreed to the cement loads, the agreement was made under continued pressure from both of you. Once I had time to fully evaluate the situation, I could not knowingly proceed with a decision that would be detrimental to the business and financial stability. You're right. You're absolutely right, Van. But they wouldn't listen to me. You were fully aware that I would be home for 2 weeks over the Christmas and New Year holiday of 2025. You also knew my IFTA stickers were arriving and that I was scheduled to go to Arkansas after the New Year to haul coils. Despite this, no preparations were made. You knew equipment would be required, yet you waited until immediately before my departure to ask what was needed. Even after receiving a complete list, the equipment was not ordered in a timely or correct manner. It should have been ordered no later than Monday, January 5th of 2026 to be available for me for my Wednesday arrival. Instead, it was ordered Tuesday, January 6th, 2026 for a Thursday delivery. Additionally, binders were not included and had to be ordered separately on Thursday, January 8th of 2026 for Saturday delivery, forcing me once again to sit and wait without generating income. I left home on Monday, January 5th, and will now have been away for a full week without making money solely due to the repeated delays and failures to follow through on commitments. This is not reasonable, profitable, or acceptable from a business standpoint. I was also advised that I would be provided a newer trailer. A 2019 trailer does not meet that expectation, and it is a closed tandem trailer rather than a spread axle, which is more suitable for flatbed loads and proper weight distribution. At every turn, my 7 years of driving experience and 5 years as an owner-operator has been dismissed in favor for theoretical numbers on paper that do not reflect real-world trucking operations. The consistent lack of preparation, understanding, and execution has made it clear that there is a fundamental disconnect regarding the functional realities of this industry. I have fulfilled every obligation asked of me except the cement load, which I declined to avoid knowingly making a poor business decision. I have shown up everywhere exactly when I said I would. Unfortunately, the level of professionalism has not been reciprocated. As a result, I can no longer continue with good faith, trust, or loyalty to individuals who do not demonstrate the same level of effort, respect, or accountability. This decision is final. The trailer will be dropped off Monday, January 12th, 2026. I will remit payment for fuel purchases made from December to the present that were charged to the card registered to my truck with your provided proof of purchase amounts that match my fuel receipts. This acknowledgement applies only to fuel expenses and does not extend to other costs or charges such as insurance or equipment, etc., due to the lack of the company's ability to follow through with agreed upon work. Now, it is rather lengthy and extremely detailed, and I do not have to explain myself, but when I submitted this, it was because I wanted it to be an indisputable situation. I marked all of the things I did, the things they did, mostly what they didn't do because they didn't do much, and highlighted how basically I'm not, like, my expertise obviously means nothing because apparently my interpretation is they must think I'm just a dumb truck driver. So we submitted that this morning. Well written, very polite way to say fuck off. Yeah, I know, but here's the thing. Throughout this whole time, since June until now, I have cataloged instance after instance after instance. Like, the list is long. I have undeniable proof of their lack of professionalism, commitment, etc. And I need a very large list before I tell somebody to fuck off. Undeniable truths stacked up to make a decision, so that when I do make a big decision like that, there's no, well, what if, maybe I don't have to deal with any of that. Does that make sense? Like, I just keep stacking the straws, and when the final one breaks the camel's back, there's no denying that it had been coming for a long time and that I had done everything in my part to be as understanding, participating, and accommodating. And when I'm done, I'm done. So, I know I'm way more patient than anybody else on this planet. I'm aware of that. 1,000% aware. But when I am loyal to somebody, I'm loyal to a fault. So it's that situation where it's like, I believe in you, I trust you, and I'm going to be loyal to you until you prove otherwise. So, what's up, YouTube kid? You just missed me reading the letter. Oh my God. My resignation letter. Just missed it. I literally just went into all the details of all the bullshit that they've put me through, everything that I have done to try to make this partnership with this company work, and how they couldn't be professional, they couldn't follow through, they couldn't do anything in a timely fashion, let alone a complete fashion, and how I'm no longer actually going to be working with them. I already have something in the works, because I like the hard work of flatbed. That's why I do flatbed, because I like it. I'm not afraid to do hard work. So, yes, there's that. I see all the trolls have managed to show up today. Thanks for showing up. Keep commenting. It pushes me out to everybody else. You just caught the end of it. Yeah, it is. It is. It's absolutely unprofessional on their part. What it is they're looking to be hands-off. They want to be a trucking company owner, but they want to be hands-off. So they want drivers that they want to put onto these platforms that dispatch their drivers, and they don't want to have anything to do with any of it. And that's not how you run a trucking company. That's absolutely not how you run a trucking company, and I'll be goddamned, I'm not going to run my trucking business that way. Just because I don't have my own authority doesn't mean that I have to let them run my business into the ground. So that's how that goes. I own the truck. I have no payments on the truck. I own the truck absolutely outright. So I know how to operate this truck. I've been doing it for almost 5 years. I know how to run this side of my business. And everything that they were giving me was numbers. Oh, well, these numbers say, these numbers say, these numbers say. And they kept giving me best case scenario because they failed to, like, they even said to me, I said, well, okay, fine. Like, we're going to load at the mill, but what happens when the mill goes down? And they were like, oh, the mill doesn't go down. Literally, they just told me on Thursday that the crane at the mill was down. Literally less than a week after they told me the mill never goes down. So they tell me all the good shit, and you cannot run a successful trucking business based upon the best case scenario. You can't run any business based upon the best case scenario. You have to figure out if you can thrive and survive on worst case scenario. And if you can, everything above and beyond that is fucking gravy. Thank you, Mason. And is bonus and is extra. But you have to figure out what the bare minimum is that you need to get by and go off of that, because nothing in life is guaranteed. And you cannot run a trucking company based off of best case scenarios. And that's all they want to do. They don't ever want to, they wanted me to haul 700 miles for $1,000. And they were like, well, after expenses and blah, 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 you'll profit $350. Well, how much of that am I supposed to put into the business? Because if I take 15% off of that to pay myself, that's $52 fucking a load. And in reality, on 700 miles, you're only going to do 2, maybe 3 loads. What is that, $150 a month? Or a week? Who the fuck can live on $100 to $150 a week paying their bills? Oh, you're right, Bullstock. You're right. And they fail to see that. They fail to see. They thought that, well, the whole 350, you can just, if I don't put money into the bank, what happens if I have an unexpected situation? Even though I've calculated for, maintenance, that doesn't count for the, oh shit, I need 10 new tires. So the fact that they blatantly disregarded everything I said to them about the realities of how it works out here, like, we have perfect days, but they are not the rule. They are the exception. They happen, but not as often as the worst case scenario. The perfect days where there's no wait time and no traffic and everything's a breeze and everything falls into place are so few and so far between that you cannot count on them. You cannot run a business based on that. So we have something else in the works. I got some paperwork I got to do on Monday for something else, and I have to make a stop on Tuesday for this other situation, and I should know by Wednesday. So by next week, next Saturday's live, I should have all my ducks in a row. Do you determine the cost of the load on how far you go and what you're carrying? Yes, that's how you negotiate the load. Based upon what it is, where it's going, the amount of time, the amount of miles. The same thing with any other type of freight, whether it's oversized or flatbed, step deck, etc. There's always another load. I tried to convince these guys, I tried to tell them to get me a flatbed or a step deck, and I told them, I said, at bare minimum, I can keep myself loaded. At bare minimum, 20 loads a month. And they don't believe that I can do that. And they don't believe that I can turn a profit. They said, well, what happens if you book that load and they give it to somebody else? And it's literally like, oh, I don't know, there's 47,252 loads on the board. Do you think I can't get one of those 47,000 loads? And while it does happen that somebody will come in and underbid you and the broker will give it to them and not you, that is the exception, not the rule. It does happen, but not very often. And one of the guys I'm leased to told me multiple times, I ran a trucking company for 6 months. Well, good for you. I've run my trucking business for 4.5, almost 5 years. I don't, well, the CEO of FreightWaves, I sat down with him in person and he told me what he told you was empty rhetoric and propaganda to suit exactly the agenda that he fucking has. No, they won't even rent me a trailer because I was the one who was going to be paying for the fucking trailer. They wouldn't even rent one on a 90-day rental. They wouldn't even rent me one for a minimum of 90 days so I could prove to them what I could do. So when I say I'm not paying for anything other than fuel, I'm not paying for the chains and binders that they ordered and had shipped that haven't been opened because they can send them back. I'm not paying them a penny for fucking insurance because I haven't hauled a goddamn load, because they are the ones that kept me from making money. Because they couldn't do what they said they were going to do in a timely fashion for me to be able to generate income. And because they did not provide me with the tools they said they would, they did not provide me with the work that they said they would, and they did not follow through in the way that they said that they would, there's next to no judges in this land that would grant them that money. Am I close to West Memphis, Arkansas? Yes, but I'm not there. So, yeah. Because I motherfucking can. That's why. So, that's what's going on over here. Nothing but fuckery. Yes. Him's very sleepy. Him's a very sleepy boy. That a boy. That a boy. Hi, Bubby. And then here is Meow. She's under the covers. She's hiding. Are you handsome? I know it's cold. You don't like it. And it's boring. I know. I'm sorry. I have an appointment at 8 a.m. on Monday to take care of some paperwork. And I will drop this trailer off after that. And then I will head west. I'm in Strawberry, Arkansas. Gotcha. Yeah, that's my puppy dog. I have a bunch of leads, but what I got going on right now is already in process. The boss has to have her. You mean Meow Meow? Is that what you're talking about? Because she is the boss. We all know. Let's not lie about it. She's definitely the boss. Yeah. And it's going to be chilly today and tomorrow. I think the high today was like 54 or some shit, and it's getting down into the 20s tonight. So we will have to idle a little bit to stay warm. Stop in Charlotte for a night. I see that the haters and the trolls have shown up this Saturday. Yes, I drive truck. What those nasty negative people fail to realize is that the more you comment, the more it actually puts it out there, because it makes the live look popular. So I know you can just mute them. You don't have to delete it. You can just mute them. It's actually pretty mellow today compared to the last 2 weeks. I don't really care what other people think of me. I like me. I like my integrity. I like my thought process. I like everything about me. So it doesn't matter what anybody else says, because if I went by what everybody else said, I would spend my life, I would have no time to do anything other than try to appease everybody on the planet, and that leads for a very miserable life. So the reality is, be who you are, because everybody else is taken. It's a nice day, the sun's out. Ugh. I don't know what 19 degrees is, but I bet it's nice.